You've made it this far, so let's go to the end. Let's go ahead and create a test or a quiz. You'll discover that creating tests and quizzes is one of the best features of Blickel, and you'll see why in a moment. To create a test, just click on Create Test. We'll make sure that we're in the correct organization before we create our test. Let's walk through. Now, the tests and quizzes are essentially the same thing. They just have different looks for the student. In this example, we'll create a test. When you're creating your test, you can upload it and attach it to programs, courses, or units. So you can either have a program level test, a course level test, or a unit level test, or quiz for that matter. I'm going to attach this test to the unit. And the unit that I'm going, as you do that, this drop-down should change to attach it to the correct unit. So I'm going to add this to our creating programs, courses, and units, creating programs, courses, and units unit. Now let's give our test a name and a summary. This is going to be called example test. And the summary will be, this is an example of a test. Both of these this name and the summary will be available to your students. We can then decide whether or not we want to set a time limit for the test. The time limit will start as soon as the student has begun the test. If the student leaves and then comes back, the timer will still be running. Now, if you're creating your test in just the regular Blickel environment, the student will be allowed to have an unlimited number of attempts on the test. If you'd like to learn how to cap the number of attempts that the student can have, you'll need to check out our course on sections and creating a section or class. For now, I'm going to put that there's no time limit for this test. We can then, if we would like, give our test a name for our purposes and a description as well. Those are both optional. In addition, we can give our test some instructions if we want. I'm going to give this test some instructions. This is an example of test instructions. That's it. Those are all the details that are required for our test, in addition to the usual decision of making it private, protected, or public. All right, so we've got all of our details for our test, but we don't have any questions in it. There's two ways to add questions to a test. The first way is to create a test part. This is basically the same as creating a lesson part. You can give it a title, you can give it text, choose whether it's information or question, upload images, connect video, or upload audio. All the usual things, single answer, multiple choice, all the stuff you're used to. If you need to review how to do any of these pieces, I encourage you to go back to the previous lessons in this course so that you can see how to do every single step. It's basically the same as creating lesson parts. However, here's the best part of Blickel. One of the best parts. You can click Add Lesson Parts. There's no need to reinvent the wheel when we are creating our test. If we click Add Lesson Parts, you can grab any unit and go ahead and grab any lessons from that unit. Here's what I mean. I'm picking the unit Creating Programs, Courses, and Units that we've been working on the whole time. You can pick any lesson you want. For example, I'm going to pick Finding the Creation Center. This was our very first lesson. When I do that, you can see that here's the lesson. You can even see previews of all the parts by just hovering over them. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add both of these questions to our test. All I have to do is click the button right here, just select the questions you want to add, click Add Lesson Parts to Text, and they appear over here on the right. Over here you can see what all of your questions are, and you can even reorder them by dragging and dropping. If you'd like to remove a question from a test, just click the red X to remove it. As I said, you can also create new test parts. As you do so, they will be added to the list on the right. If you want to add questions from another unit, you can do that as well, or a different lesson. Just pick a different lesson or a different unit, and you can add as many questions as you want to your test. That's basically it. That's how quick it is to create a test. And what's nice is that if you've already created a bunch of lessons, creating a test can be real fast because you can just add questions from each lesson, as many as you like, and then order them wherever you want. In the future, you will also be able to click a checkbox that will say shuffle the order of the questions or have the questions be in the same order every time. That's it. That's all it takes to create a test. We double check that we're assigning it to the unit we would like. We click create test and the test is created. By the way, if we had made a mistake or if we had failed to put any questions in the test, it would let us know and we could then fix whatever mistakes we made, just like when we were creating our lesson. That's how quick it is to create a test. There's one more really exciting thing that I didn't tell you, and so what we'll do in the next video is I will tell you that fun surprise, and we'll go ahead and review our test.